Good morning. Happy Monday. So, how's everybody doing? It's a beautiful day here in Northwest Illinois. Feels like September, not November. I assume that's going to change in the near future. Tomorrow, I get to head to Dallas and work at an in-person UPW. My first time going to Dallas, and I haven't been to an in-person UPW since last year, so that'll be super exciting. So I told you guys go ahead and post things, ask me to talk about. And Wendy hits me with a tough one right out of the chute. How am I supposed to believe in people? Wendy is Jewish. Believe I believe she told me that she has relatives living in Israel, I'm pretty sure. And so her question was, how do I believe in people with after the terrorist attack, all of the anti-Semitic thoughts and hates and all the stuff that you're hearing around? Okay, well, pretty tough question. We start out on a Monday with a pretty tough thing. But here's the thing. There's a lot you could talk about here. Obviously, you can talk about, the difference in religions and terrorism, and we can talk about all the different hate. Couple of big picture ideas. One of the things I find interesting about different religions, most of the religions are started with a prophet, right? Whether it's Buddha, Confucius, Muhammad, Jesus Christ, it doesn't matter. They're usually started with a prophet. If you look at all of the major religions and you break it down to the fundamental principles of what that prophet taught, it's all the same. Every one of them said basically what I was raised Roman Catholic. I don't participate in a religion any longer. I haven't for a long time. But what we call the golden rule: do unto others what you would want done unto you. Treat your neighbor like you would treat yourself. They all came from a place of love. That's a good thing, I think, to remember, because let's face it, most of our wars are fought over religion. And the prophets that started those religions, that's the opposite of what they intended. Now, second thing to remember, nobody is born hating anybody. Nobody is born hating any person or anything. Any animal isn't born hating anybody. If you watch animals that are supposed to be at odds with each other as infants, like a kitten and a mouse, they play. They don't attack, they play. And children don't see color, they don't see religion, they don't see any of that stuff. All of that stuff is learned. Hate, prejudice, racism, discrimination in all of its forms is all learned. That's all learned behavior, which tells us it can be unlearned. It can be changed. Now, who are the people that have had the biggest impacts on changing that type of approach? Well, in the recent history, Gandhi, Dr. King are two that come to mind. How did they do it? Did they do it with violence? Did they do it by hating back? Not at all. Not at all. And Dr. King said, darkness cannot abate darkness. Only light can do that. So hate cannot abate hate. Only love can do that. At any time, we can decide to focus on the good that's going on in the world or the bad that's going on in the world, because there's always both. There's triumph and there's tragedy. There's gloriousness and miracles, and there's tragedies all the time. One of the interesting things about humans is our best stuff comes out of our worst events. For us personally and for us as a species, our biggest challenges are where we get our biggest triumphs. People that have suffered some of the most amazing tragedies are the people that have gone on to do things that help the most people. Amber Alerts, Mothers Against Drunk Driving here in North America, and the impact that they've had, all came out of huge tragedies. So a terrorist attack is a taught behavior. Somebody was taught to hate somebody else because of something that really, at the end of the day, shouldn't matter. They have a different religion. They came from a different location, whatever it is. And it's all over the world. But you can also see the opposite of that all over the world. But the real thing is, what are you going to be? Buddha or Gandhi said, be the change that you want to see in the world, which is a quote that he got from, I think, Buddha. That is all that we can do. We can only control the energy that we give out in the world, but we can be a beacon for what is possible. we can control what we focus on, and we can control how we're going to respond to that stuff. And we can respond by hate, or we can respond with love. I just read a thing, ironically, this weekend, and I posted it on Facebook, several letters that Einstein wrote that he said to wait for years and years and years before they were released. And the first one talks about a bomb that is more powerful than the nuclear bomb that was created by his famous equation, E equals mc squared. And he called it a love bomb. That there was no force in the universe that was more powerful than love. That love is an energetic, it's more than just a feeling. It's an actual energetic output that can overcome everything. You know, Abraham Hicks, if you listen to her channel, Abraham, you know, whether or not you think that's what's happening or whatever's happening, doesn't matter. The conversation is spectacular. That being, that creature talks all the time about vibration, about what is the vibration that you're putting out? Einstein talked about that too. You know, we say whatever you put out in the world is what you get back. That's kind of a religious theory. Well, Einstein has proven that that's actually physics. We now know that when somebody vibrates on one end of the planet, it can impact the other end of the planet. And that's now been scientifically proven. So if you want to positively impact the planet, then you got to vibrate at that energy. And if enough people do, then the other energy is going to get drowned out. So a tough question from Wendy, but that would be my answer. Oh, it's Wendy's birthday. All right, everybody, here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Wendy. Hope I see you in Miami. Happy birthday to you. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope that made sense. Great way to start your Monday. It's beautiful outside. Let's go get them. Gary, good morning. My Uncle Bill, great to see you. Karen, thanks so much for hopping on. Dee, Dolores, you're always here. Wendy is on. Happy birthday. Brandon, my neighbor, love you, brother. Happy birthday to everybody. Thank you so much. We're all in this together. Let's take care of each other.